What's going on, guys? King Raven here, coming at you with another video today. So today we're going to be taking a look at several knives in my collection. But before we get into today's video, y'all remember to give me a like, leave a comment. In the description of this video and all my videos are my links. Those links are the best way to help support me here at the channel. There's also links to my Patreon and my Instagram. At the end of the video, I'll put a little subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and check out the other video I have linked. Now let's flip this camera around and get into today's knife overview of several knives from my collection. Okay guys, we're going to be taking a look at several knives today. This is going to be a hodgepodge of knives. Some are available, some are not available. Some you got to wait for their next drop. These are knives in my personal collection that I've either bought or I've acquired through trades, different means like that. Some I've gotten off the secondary market, etc. So, these are knives in my collection, at least for right now. I always buy and sell knives for more review on the channel, but these usually get pushed back to the end of the barrel because I get pass-around knives in that I've got to review and get out to the next reviewers. So these knives in my collection just don't usually get reviewed as quickly as I would like. So we're going to be taking a look at all these, and I will link everything that I can. First up is the Viper Knives. Katala is how I'm going to say it. We've got a nice black titanium scale with all this milling in. You've got copper collars and copper back spacer. Same milling on the back. Now, I wish this was a milled pocket clip, especially since they didn't make it reversible, but it's a deep cave pocket clip. It's not too deep, but it's fine and everything. Lanyard hole is through the back spacer. We've got a flipper tab with jimping and these sort of like cone style with steps, thumb studs. Really snappy inset liner lock. This is a compound ground M390 blade. Now I know a lot of people do not like the heat treat on Italian M390. I've never experienced it for myself. That's one reason why I got this. So I'm doing my own testing to see how it performs for me and my use. Y'all know I'm a double amputee, so I'm not like batoning or anything, what I don't think you should be doing with your folders anyway. But, so just regular everyday use, I wanted to see how it's done. So far, so good, but that's just my example, and I haven't had it too terribly long, so time will tell. I've got medium-sized hands. I get 4 full fingers, no problem. Really like the look of it. I can trigger pull on this little flat right here. The action on this is really nice and smooth. Thumb studs work great. Flipper tab works great. You can use that primary tip, that secondary tip, and then of course you've got your power cuts. So that is the Viper Knives Katala. Oh, that was me. Alright. So, really nice action on this. It's not a lightweight because of the copper, but it feels good in hand. Alright. Next up, this is the Golden Design Works Standard. I've also got the Golden Design Works Nugget, but I've already reviewed that. He has some awesome designs, and this standard, the way he's done the quick change scale, or relatively quick change, it's just a couple of screws. You can take off the scales without completely disassembling the knife. I have this gray zigzag, and I also have a blue with the dimples. He's got all different textures and colors. You've got a nice milled pocket clip, back spacer, and this is front flipper and deployment hole. Nice jimping all the way out here, and we have a really good M390 blade. With my size hand, I get 4 full fingers, no problem. Choke up in that choil man, double XL hands should not have a problem with the standard. Love the classic drop point blade. Very versatile blade shape, and this liner lock, super smooth. And the detent, no matter which deployment method you use, works really well. So, really like the Golden Design Works standard. Been very happy and very impressed with this so far. Next up is the Blackbird Blades Grackle. We have a titanium with this milling, the 2 X's milling in it. Black hardware. We have a milled titanium pocket clip. It is not reversible. And then we have a really cool Magna Cut blade. Now, after talking with the owner and designer of Blackbird Blades, I come to find out this is a pretty rare version of this, the Grackle. Most of the productions and everything of the Magna Cut were black up here and then satin on the flat. This is like one of like 2 production full black blade Grackles. So it is a rare bird, pardon the pun. Really nice in hand. I love the jimping all the way. I love this really steep drop point, very versatile. It's got a really pokey tip and very, very sharp blade. Really good in all your different cuts, and the action on this frame lock is really nice, really stellar. You can even use this fuller part if you don't want to use the deployment hole to reverse flick off of that fuller. So really been enjoying the Grackle. Alright, next up is the Winter Blade Co. Factor. This is like one of the OG models. I believe his first model was the Factor, and then he did like an update to it. So this is one of his first design of knives. You've got a really nice way you can deploy. It's cool how he uses the magnets and everything with all of, well, not all of his knives, but a lot of his knives. He does a lot of stuff with magnets. This has the magnet, so you can deploy it with this part right here by pushing down, or you can use the deployment hole. So you just stick your finger there, push down, deploys out. Got a nice, tall M390 blade. I pull 4 fingers back here. You can choke up here. So I don't think your large hands are going to have an issue. Love this blade shape. This is fantastic for EDC. Easily use at tip draw cuts. You can do your push cuts. You can do your power cuts. And this thing is really cool to fidget with. You can use that fuller. You can use that, that deployment hole. Now, on this, for me, I got to make sure I give it some gas. Give it some gas, and it deploys, and it makes really cool, clicky sounds that Winter Blade Co. is known for. I haven't had this too long, so I'm getting used to all the deployment and nuances of this particular knife, but it's really cool. I can see why so many people like Winter Blade Co. knives, and to me, this is his signature design. I know he just released like the Factor 8, a bigger one, but my hands, this is plenty big. I wouldn't want it any bigger than this, so I am glad I have the Factor. Alright, next up is the One Track Mind Ear, or Air, I-R-E, okay? This, he had like 3 different versions, but he also sold scales individually that you could buy and swap out. I wanted the stonewash for sure, but the stonewash came with the black micarta, which they look fine, but I really wanted stonewash and this really cool carbon fiber. It moves almost as the light changes and as you do the different angles. Really nice carbon fiber on here. So I got the carbon fiber scales and I swapped it to make the version that I wanted, stonewash with the carbon fiber. That's one thing that I think is really cool. You can customize it how you want. All right, titanium, carbon fiber, or like it comes with black micarta, titanium backspacer that is milled, titanium pocket clip. It is not reversible, okay? You've got a front flipper, deployment hole, and thumb studs. And then, let's check it out. A really nice 20 CV blade. This is a larger knife. I've got plenty of handle left over back here. Choked up, handle for days. So if you like large knives, you're going to like this. This is a really nice, my thumb lands whether I'm choked back here or back here on this jimping right before this little harpoon part. This has got a nice swedge on the top. This blade, just like on the Winter BladeHQ, this is fantastic for EDC. You can use this tip that drops down. Boom. You can use that forward part. It doesn't have much of a belly or anything like that. It's got just a slight, but you can still use that for your press. And then you've got nice power cuts on this. Bolster lock and the deployment methods on this, no matter which one you use, is really nice, okay? So, you got your deployment hole, thumb studs, front flipper. You can thumb flick off that hole as well. So, very fidgety even for a large knife. You can fidget with this very easily. I believe these are OEM'd by Ketuo, and I love Ketuo knives as well. But I'll have it linked in the description, and it's got all the information. Really cool the way they design these thumb studs. It's like you got a rim, and then a ring, and then another rim, and steps up. They give good traction when you're using it. For me, it's usually the reverse flick or the thumb studs because I'm not the best or biggest on front flippers, but this one works well, okay? No issues with that whatsoever. So that is the One Track Mind Air. Okay, and last but not least, this is the Knife Standards RR3. He made several different versions, and he still updates with different versions and limited drops. This is, from my understanding, his smallest of those RRs. He had like the regular RR standard, and this is the RR3. I know he has the RR Station and now the Station Express. I don't know if the Express is just as small or smaller. I haven't had one in to compare it yet. But the RR3 is fantastic. And I know this was his first inset liner lock. This version is the orange peel titanium with the frost inlays on both sides. Comes with a wire pocket clip, but he sells these mill pocket clips on his website, and he even sells it in the different finishes. So I got the orange peel titanium pocket clip to go along with the orange peel on this. So we've got a perfect match on the finish. Thumb studs front flipper, jimping all the way right there, and we have a Van X super clean blade. Love the size of this knife. Back here in this little spot right here, 4 full fingers, no problem. Choked up, plenty. So large hands shouldn't have a problem. Unless you get really big hands, then you might want to move up to like the regular, larger or standard. But this liner lock, very nice and smooth. Front flipper. Oh, that was my bad. I didn't give it any gas. Take it as you will. I'm not the best at front flipping. Okay. This fidgets nice. Now, if you do like me and don't actually mash it in, you can, only if I deliberately try most of the time, get hung up on the detent. But that's with most knives. As long as you're pushing this over, you're clearing that no problem. That was just a bobble on my part. Really good in hand. Good purchase. Love this Van X blade. Thin and slicey. Drop point. Can use that tip. Can use that forward belly. Power cuts. Man, this has quickly become one of my favorite knives in my personal EDC collection. The RR3 is a fantastic knife. So, we have the RR3, and we have the one-track mind air. We have the Winter BladeHQ Factor. The Blackbird Blades Crackle. The Golden Design Works Standard. And the Viper Knives Katla or Katala. I hope you've enjoyed these knives that are in my collection. Let's flip this camera around and wrap up today's video of taking a look at some knives that I just haven't had a chance to get around to talking about. What do you think about these knives in my collection? Obviously, I've either traded or spent my own money on these, so I'm really digging these so far. But we'll see which ones permanently stick and which one I move along after a little while, because unfortunately, can't keep everything and got to continue to get new content in on the channel. Right now, the RR3, this one is probably in the permanent in my collection category right now. And so is the One Track Mind Ear. Really awesome knives. The other ones are in my collection right now. Going through them, using them, carrying them, loving them. But we'll see how long they stay, or if they ended up being rotated out. But if you see any of these, I can highly recommend any of these. They are very well made and very well built. So far, the Viper with the heat treat on the M390 has been fine, but it's still too early to see long-term results on that. So, question mark. As far as overall quality construction, it's awesome. Only question that might be is the heat treat on that knife. Y'all let me know what you think about these knives and which one of these are your favorite, and do you have any of them? Let me know. Give me a like. Leave those comments. In the description of this video and all my videos are my links. Those links are the best way to help support me here at the channel. So if you'd like to see more knife content and different types of content, use those links. Greatly appreciate you doing so. There's also links to my Patreon and my Instagram. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And check out this video. I think you might like it. Y'all be safe out there. I'm King Raven, and I'll catch you in the next video.